Two of the things we get asked about most here at Drive are compact SUVs and hybrids. Why? It's because many Australians are considering those for their next car, and especially if you live in and around the CBD. We thought we'd look at two different cars that answer those questions in very different ways. This is the Lexus UX250h Sports Luxury and the Mini Countryman plug-in hybrid. They're both stylish, luxurious, compact SUVs with hybrid drivetrains. Which is right for you? Let's find out. We're going to show you the design on the outside, the practicality and styling on the inside, and also the technology on offer in both cars. We're then going to take you for a spin and go through our thoughts on which we think is the most efficient and urban-friendly out of the two SUVs. These two are at the premium end of the scale. The Lexus is the UX250h Sports Luxury front-wheel drive. The Mini is the Countryman Hybrid Mini Yours. They're both premium priced because they're overflowing with kit. Not least their interesting hybrid drivetrains. That's right, apart from being small and feature-packed, as we will discover, they're also green. Mini offers a 3-year unlimited kilometre warranty on the Countryman, with a 6-year 100,000 kilometre warranty for the battery pack. The Lexus has a 4-year 100,000 kilometre warranty, while the battery is covered by an 8-year 160,000 kilometre warranty. While the 8 years is appreciated by Lexus, both are behind their mainstream counterparts when it comes to their warranties. We think 5 years with unlimited kilometres should be the standard. Let's start with what makes them special on the outside. Where the Lexus is all angles and edges, the Mini has those classic curves that shot the brand to stardom back in the 1960s. The Countryman model is still a Mini, but a supersized version, measuring 4.3 metres bumper to bumper and almost 1.6 metres high at the roofline. That's taller than the Lexus, but the Lexus is a little bit longer. That all means they're easier to get in and out of because their seats are higher off the ground than a hatchback. The Mini's styling is overly mini, and there's plenty of badging in case you're not sure, even inside these cool LED headlights. Its sporty stance is accentuated by these 19-inch alloy wheels, whereas the Lexus rides on more comfortable 18-inch wheels and tyres. So who wins the battle of the boots? The Mini offers 405 litres of cargo capacity, and when you drop those rear seats, there's 1,275 litres available. The Lexus has a boot capacity of 368 litres, so a little smaller than the Mini. And when you drop those rear seats, there's 1,231 litres, so again, just short of the Mini. Both cars have power tailgates, which makes access to the boots that much easier. The back seat in the Mini is quite a nice place to be for passengers. I've got a nice recline on this seat here. What you do get is 2 USB-C ports, dedicated air vents, seat back pockets. I mean, they're not huge, but they're doable. You also have door bins in either side of the door, huge storage compartments on each side of the door. It's really light, bright and airy in the back here too because of that large panoramic sunroof. These seats are really comfortable. This is my driving position. I'm 173 centimetres and I have plenty of legroom for a compact SUV, and headroom is quite decent too. All in all, quite a nice place to be for backseat passengers. In the back of the Lexus, let's start with the positives. It's actually really comfortable back here for the backseat passengers. What you do get is a seat back pocket on the back of the passenger seat and dedicated air vents. There are 2 USB ports. You do get this drop-down armrest with 2 cup holders, and as you can see, really good headroom, but that is because you don't get a panoramic sunroof, so it's not really light and bright and airy back here. No door bins, so you don't get the extra cup holders in the door bins either. And as you can see, you'll probably notice I do look quite cramped. really struggling for legroom and for tow room. This is my driving position here, so it's really not the most comfortable short or long trip for backseat passengers back here. Up front, this all looks pretty nice. Especially stand out for me is this blue fabric on the dash, and when you actually catch it in the light, it's got a really nice shine to it, and then that blue matches back to these seats, which is mixed in with the beige, which I do like, but I wouldn't like to clean. I especially love the infotainment system, which I don't mind it being further away because it's not a touch screen, so it's not like you need to reach over and use it, because of course everything is controlled via Lexus's haptic system, which is a touch system, which I can tell you works sometimes, doesn't other times. It is a little confusing to get used to. There are plenty of shortcuts, lots and lots of shortcuts. Storage is okay, probably not as great as the Mini. There is a double hinged center compartment. It's just not overly deep. You do have some pretty decent cup holders. The door bins are tiny. Glove box is okay. You have a wireless charging pad, but it's just really awkward to get your phone in and out. Some things do look a little bit old, like the digital display system. There is a head-up display, which is good. Steering wheel looks a little bit archaic, and also nothing screams old like having a CD player in your car. I do like all of the dials, which do look a little bit more modern. Sunroof makes things nice and light and bright, so a big tick from up the front here. The first thing that you're probably drawn to is this really huge circular infotainment unit, and then the pop-out digital display screen. And it is small, but there is also the head-up display, which is a really nifty feature when you head out onto the road. All of the features in here, the materials are really premium. Now this is the Mini Yours, which gives you that beautiful leather. There's a leather steering wheel, and everything is just done really well. There's Alcantara on the doors, and just some really cool, quirky features. So they use the Union Jack throughout. You can see it on the steering wheel. There's badges on the chairs, in the headrests, and they've even popped them on the floor mats as well. In the way of storage, it's actually pretty good. So in the center console here, you've got this compartment, which isn't huge, but if you do have any taller items, that works well. You get an extra storage cubby just near the cup holders, which are reasonably sized. You get huge door bins with extra cup holders as well. For technology, good news, this actually has wireless Apple CarPlay. You do get a wireless charge pad, but if you have the larger iPhone like I do, it's really frustrating because it doesn't fit. But they do give you a USB-C port and a USB up front.
The Mini, being a slightly older model, was last tested in 2017. It scored 5 stars, which according to Euro NCAP includes the plug-in hybrid. While the Lexus UX scored the maximum 5-star NCAP safety rating in 2019. Standard safety equipment for the Mini includes low-speed auto emergency braking with pedestrian detection, forward collision warning, adaptive cruise control with stop-and-go functionality, auto high-beam headlights, semi-autonomous parking, speed sign recognition, a reversing camera, and front and rear parking sensors. The Lexus Sports Luxury variants receive radar active cruise control with lane trace assist, adaptive high beams, and a parking support brake that will prevent you from backing into approaching vehicles or walls. There's also blind spot monitoring, a panoramic view monitor, and autonomous emergency braking with cyclist and pedestrian detection. So both are well accomplished in the safety department.
Okay, so I'm on the road in the Lexus, and if I'm careful with the accelerator, it will happily use its electrons to move rather than petrol.
Unlike the Mini, the Lexus can only recharge its battery using power from the engine or regenerative braking.
The car's hybrid system is actually smart enough to siphon that energy into the battery pack so you can use it to accelerate next time. But anything harder than a light tap on the accelerator and that 2-litre petrol engine comes to life. Now we're burning fuel. So the system is good for two reasons. First, you don't need to know or do anything to use it. It will take care of everything. And second, it's a more fuel efficient system than a plain old petrol car. Lexus claim 4.5 litres per 100 kilometres, which is actually really good. But it's not quite the equal of a plug-in hybrid system, as we'll find out in the Mini.
The biggest functional difference is here. This flap on the Mini hides the plug-in point for its hybrid system, meaning you can recharge it at home or at the office.
Okay, so turn the Mini on, and once again I'm running in electric stealth mode. Now the Mini has more oomph than the Lexus from its electric motor, which allows it to accelerate really quickly and get up to 50 k's very easily. So what if I accelerate harder? There we go. You know what? It sounds like a Mini. Pretty throaty and lots of fun. So I've already told you that this Mini is fun, like all Minis are, but it's definitely the sportier of the two as well, with its 3-cylinder turbocharged engine. Funnily enough, this is considered a compact SUV, even though this is a Mini, right? But you are sitting up that little bit higher, and even on those harsher and sharper roads, it is actually quite smooth. This car handles really, really well. I mean, it turns in quite nicely through the tighter turns. The ride height is just perfect. The steering is a touch heavier than what I was expecting or than what I would have liked, but they are both similar in that regard. Enough with sports mode, let's move on to Max E Drive. Now in this mode, the engine falls silent and the car runs on electrons alone. Mini claims the batteries are good for 55 to 60 kilometres of driving. Even so, I don't think people could get 60 kilometres of electric driving in real world conditions. So right now it's telling us it has 60% remaining, and that will get us 22 kilometres. Overall, the Mini is a really fun drive. It's smooth, the riding height is perfect, and I've really enjoyed being behind the wheel, and I'll play it for you once again. Listen to the sound of this engine. Really love being behind the wheel of this car. So ultimately, we've just given you two very unique cars that appeal to different buyers. One draw card for the Mini could be the fact that it functions as an EV without the engine. The Lexus is a great offering and a seamless proposition. Really, all you need to think about with the Lexus is what colour you're going to choose when buying it. But our win goes to the Mini. Yes, it's more expensive, but that price is justified. This is a fun, luxurious, functional and practical hybrid option. If you want to know more about hybrids or either of these cars and to read the written review, also which one did you choose, make sure you comment below. Head over to Drive.com.au, also like, subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you know when more videos like this one go live.